The Islamabad talks marked the first direct high-level engagement between the US and Iran since 1979. While US officials state the door is not fully closed, the lack of an agreement on Iran's nuclear program remains the primary concern. The talking point is whether the Iranian delegation would return for the talks. In the face of potential failure in US-Iran diplomatic talks, Pakistan may encounter a myriad of significant consequences and intricate challenges, a topic of critical geopolitical importance, and multifaceted implications that could arise from this potential diplomatic breakdown. Ceasefire talks between the United States and Iran, mediated by Pakistan, have failed to yield an outcome, said U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, adding the negotiators failed to reach an agreement acceptable to both sides. The discussions between Washington and Tehran began on Saturday afternoon in Islamabad, Pakistan. All eyes were on these peace talks. Pakistan caught in a literal tug-of-war between the US and Iranian stands. If talks fail, is Pakistan next? Many are whispering. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif or Field Marshal Asim Munir looked concerned in the middle of the talks with no progress. The crucial talks having collapsed will not just be a diplomatic setback for Pakistan but a direct threat to its national survival. Pakistan is more worried than the warring countries. Pakistan is caught between the United States, upon whom it depends for financial aid and security ties, and Iran, a neighbor whose conflict could set Pakistan back by decades. This is why the Pakistani Prime Minister and the Army Chief are desperately pushing for a breakthrough between the two nations. Saudi Arabia defense commitment. Military deployment in Saudi Arabia. In the middle of these peace talks, Pakistan sent fighter jets and troops to Saudi Arabia yesterday. Under their 2025 Strategic Mutual Defense Agreement, Pakistan is committed to protecting Saudi territory. If talks fail and the US-Iran war escalates, Pakistan would be legally and militarily forced to defend Saudi Arabia, pulling its military into a massive regional conflict far beyond its own borders. Sovereignty and security crisis, the airbase dilemma. Demand for airbases and airstrips. If negotiations collapse, the US will likely reactivate its military options. Washington may demand access to Pakistani airbases, specifically in Balochistan, to strike Iranian nuclear sites and eastern territories. Granting this access would put Pakistan directly in Iran's radar. Fear of Iranian retaliation. Tehran has already warned that it will target any nation that allows its soil to be used for American operations. For Pakistan, this means facing a barrage of Iranian ballistic missiles and suicide drones across the border. Internal civil unrest. Pakistan hosts the world's second-largest Shia population. Any perceived military cooperation against Iran could trigger massive sectarian violence and civil war-like conditions within Pakistan's own cities. Border tension, their hot 900 kilometers frontier. Militant group activity. The 900-kilometer border between Pakistan and Iran will become a flashpoint. Groups like Jaish-ul-Adl are expected to exploit the chaos, launching attacks against both Iranian and Pakistani forces. This would lead to severe mistrust and constant cross-border skirmishes. Humanitarian and economic collapse. A failed summit would mean a complete halt to border trade, which is the lifeline for the Balochistan region. Additionally, a full-scale war would trigger a massive refugee crisis, with millions of displaced people crossing into Pakistan, an economic burden the country cannot currently afford. Pakistan is walking a razor-thin tightrope. A failure in Islamabad would force it to choose between a global superpower and a powerful neighbor, a choice that could lead to the total destabilization of the Pakistani state.